topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good afternoon, Houston. Welcome to the Ask the Expert show, where we bring you the top experts in the field of health, legal, financial, and home improvement. Got a great guest for you today. It's the last Friday of the month, so that means taxation solutions. We're going to be talking about tax relief for all you people who put those envelopes with the 3 letters on it in the drawer, thinking they're going to go away. We're going to tell you today that they don't go away. But most important, not to try to handle this yourself. You need a very reputable company. So we have Barry Fowler today. He's the president and founder of Taxation Solutions, Tax Relief. He's what's called an enrolled agent, which we will talk about that. He's licensed to represent taxpayers before the IRS. His experience in tax and finance industry spans over 30 years. Barry's 24 years old, so he started early. Fowler's expertise includes tax resolution, tax planning, tax return preparation. He has been instrumental in helping thousands of people resolve complex tax issues with the IRS. Let's welcome Barry Fowler. Hi, Barry.
How are you today? Hey,
man, we can
I'm
pull
having
this
a good
up.
day today. I'm actually driving to meet a good friend of ours that runs a radio station called Keeping It Country Live.com. They're putting on a fantastic country music show coming up here November 4th in Shreveport at the Municipal Auditorium, where the old hayride used to be. And making a big donation to the group that's going to be there with them called AMVETS for disabled veterans.
Nice.
And we're bringing them a guitar that's signed by all the artists that we know that have participated with us at some truck shows, Richard Lynch Band, and many, many more. So it's a fantastic day, but I'm glad I can be on here with Ask the Experts here today as well.
Well, it's May. You're right now. Are you driving to Shreveport right now?
I'm driving about halfway to Shreveport to meet the guys that are running the show, Dave Gore and Don Caldwell with Keeping It Country Live, to drop off the donation and drop off the guitar to them. We're meeting about in between.
Hey, that's really nice what you're doing, Barry, but that's the kind of person you are.
Well, the veterans give so much to this country. It's actually nice to work with these guys and do a little bit for the veterans that we can do. We're trying to get AMVETS nationwide to work with us at some of the truck shows we go to as well, to come out and make their presence with the truckers and the veterans that actually are out trucking as well. So it's really nice what they do, and that's more important to our veterans than anything we can possibly do out there for them.
Well, we're going to go
help people with their taxes.
We're going to go to all the way up to the half hour. We're going to be on a little bit longer, so I can ask you. See, Barry, who's in Houston, big baseball fan, has got a son who's incredible, And he's a big Astro fan. I'm from Dallas, so I am a Texas Ranger fan. And what a series it was.
Yeah, it was until the last game, but we're not talking about that today, really, Steve. I know you tried.
I did. Well, Barry, today we're going to talk about business taxes. And it can get really dangerous when it comes to taxes for business and letting them go too long. So, first of all, tell people about Taxation Solutions.
Well, Taxation Solutions been around a long time. We started this company back in the rating on the media. We actually enjoy what we do, working for our clients, for the taxpayers, to save people as much money as possible on tax debt that cases it's individuals, but a lot of times it's those business taxes that get you in trouble as well.
What is the most likely reason businesses owe taxes, Barry?
It's that dreaded payroll. This day and time, recession, you're squeezed every which way. Your costs are going up, cost of employment's going up, interest rates are going up. You name everything that's really not going up for many. And so where's the they get their money by payroll taxes on their payroll, because that's 15-20% plus whatever you've got for your employees, and it's really simple to say, hey, the IRS is knocking on my door to collect payroll taxes today, so let's not pay them. And it becomes a habit, and then all of a sudden you go from $10,000-$20,000 that you owe to $1 million, and it's just a snowball effect. But that seems to be the place where a lot of small businesses get themselves into trouble.
Does the IRS actually come out to your place of business?
That's the amazing thing is, yes, they can, but they've got to go through certain legal processes to be able to come out and show up at your business unannounced. They're going to send you the letter saying, hey, you owe this. They're going to send you the notice of intent to levy. When you have payroll taxes like this, you're going to get a revenue officer that's actually assigned to you, and they're going to be in contact, or they're going to give you information to call them. And then if you're non-responsive to anything they do, they show up. They'll put notices on your door if you're not there or you don't answer. If you want to see some of the drastic things the IRS does from payroll taxes and other taxes, take a look at the U.S. Department of Treasury's website and go to the auctions. That's people's property, business, personal. When they get to the drastic measures of actually taking your property, that's where you're going to really find out the pain and suffering of not getting somebody to be on your side to help you fight off these mad dogs from the IRS. And, if you want to know what we can do and what we can do for you, we set it up simple. We got a hotline for free consultation. The call is free. The one thing you've got to do is pick up the phone and actually dial this number. 877-996-6477. Again, that's the hotline. 877-996-6477. And let us get started and jump in front of this problem for you before it gets to that drastic measures where they levy your bank accounts. You can't afford it in business. It's the only way you can stay alive is to have money.
Barry, and you don't have to just live in Houston to call Barry. If you've got relatives in California, where it doesn't matter, wherever in the United States, Barry can work with them. So I don't want people to think it's just because they're a Houston-based company that you have to live in the Houston area for Barry to represent you.
And Steve, you know well enough that we've got 50 offices around the country. There's a few states I don't. Some states I have 2 or 3 offices that we use for working with the IRS anywhere in the country. So we represent people in every single state of America here. And, I pride myself on the fact that it doesn't matter where you are, we can help you. Friends or family that you know that have these problems, give them that phone number. Tell them to give us a call. Tell them just to let us get in front of the problem before it becomes worse. I mean, it's that simple.
Barry, you know what it is? I'm just going to say this. It's so important that you don't try to handle this yourself, because first of all, these agents, Barry, you can tell people they are very good at what they do. And there's got to be a way that you can make the playing field level. And the only way you can do that is having Taxation Solutions represent you.
Well, Steve, we do better than that. We don't believe in a level playing field. We believe that we have the advantage over every revenue officer out there. And when you hire us, you now have us on your side, and you have now tipped the scales into your favor to get yourself out of this problem, relieve yourself of the stress of every day thinking about, what is this revenue officer going to do to me? What is the IRS going to take from me? What am I going to lose today? If you've seen them lean or on your property, levy your bank accounts, it doesn't stop. We can stop them, and that's what we're here to do.
We got a letter. Barry did a show with us in California, and we got a letter right afterwards. We were talking about paying your business taxes there, and now they're afraid, Barry, because they didn't own the company, they signed on checks, and now they're worried about these payroll taxes that didn't get paid by the company. They could come after them.
Oh, absolutely. When you're dealing with payroll taxes, it's not just the business owner or the business owners. It is every single person that actually has signature authority on a check. So if you sign for checks for your business that you work in, you're a manager, you're a vice president, whatever your title is, and you have signature authority on an account, you can be held just liable for those payroll taxes as a business owner. Now, you may not have authority to pay those taxes. You may not have the authority to do certain things. It doesn't stop the IRS from attaching civil penalties against you because you have that power to be able to pay those payroll taxes from that account before anything else gets paid.
Barry, what do you do if the company can't pay their back taxes? Is there anything you can still do for them?
Oh, absolutely. If your intention is to stay in business and you want to be in business, we can find a solution that is equitable for you and the IRS that can keep you in business. Now, if you close the business and you were a corporation, LLC, and not a sole proprietor, then, you know, there are ways we can get rid of parts of the taxes. And then the part of the taxes that are civil penalties are still attached to you, but we can find a way to settle those taxes as well. So you're not just limited in what we can do or how you can solve that problem. We've got many, many tools in our toolbox to be able to drill down and find you the solution that is right for you, that works, makes sense. Maybe it keeps you in business, or if business is just that bad, you know, and you're getting out of business, then we got to keep you personally out of trouble, so where you can afford, you know, to continue your life regardless of what you do.
Barry, what percent? I know you get a lot of people who contact you who actually tried to handle it themselves. What percent of those people really did themselves damage? Because I have learned from you that I don't want to talk to the IRS. You, Barry Fowler, need to be representing me and talk to the IRS, because I could say the wrong thing.
Well, if you want me to put a number to that, it's somewhere between 85 to 100% of the people that call me have put themselves into hot water with the IRS. And it's in a lot of cases, it's not something I can't put the fire out. It's things that we can explain and we can work through, but it sure makes everybody's life a little bit more difficult. It's sometimes the simplest and easy questions that you think, oh, this is a no-brainer, I can answer for the IRS. And that no-brainer question all of a sudden basically got you to where you just told the IRS the roadmap to where everything is. You just told the IRS you can actually afford to pay them in full. And when you speak, it's like the gospel. It is written in stone. It is what it is, and there is no going back from it. You know, that makes life a little bit more difficult, but there are ways that we get through and do it. Remember, I've got this big tool chest over here that we use that, you know, we got many different tools to dig down and find out how to get around something or come up with some creative ways to present what you did and what you told them to make it work better for you as our client, as a taxpayer that owes a bunch of money to the IRS.
Barry, once they sign with you, they no longer have to talk to the IRS?
That's absolutely true. You will never, ever talk to the IRS while you're a client of ours. If you do, one, you violate a contract that we put in place between you and I. Two, we don't want you to. We step into your shoes to represent you and speak for you and talk to the IRS. We want you to be able to get a good night's sleep. We know it's still going to be tough because you owe, you know, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000, $1 million, whatever that number is. It's going to be hard to sleep at night because you're worried about what the IRS is going to do, but we assume full control. That revenue officer or the IRS agents that you're dealing with now deal with us. We get to go through and present the information they're requesting and compile everything together in the best light for you so you don't have to worry about it. We still need your participation. Okay, it doesn't stop just because we stepped into your shoes. You still got to provide us things that we can't get, information that we're requesting or the revenue officer may be requesting, but it goes all through us. And we try to make that life as simple as possible. And like, Steve, you know, as I say, I can't do anything if you don't pick up the phone and call us for a free consultation or go to the website and fill out our contact form so we can be in touch with you for a free consultation. So if you go to taxationsolutions.net or you call us at 877-996-6477, that's where we can get started and talk to you and start working through what issues you have and how we can help you.
You know, if Barry, even if they have a family member in a different state, or maybe they have a friend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, don't let them keep struggling, trying to avoid the IRS or talk to the IRS. You've got to let someone who really knows what they're doing. And listen, Barry has been in business for a long time. And Barry, you know, it's so important because, you know, I deal with other companies across the country. The ones that have the biggest problems are the ones who haven't been in business very long. Word gets around when you don't treat your customers right or do a good job for them, and you're out of business. Barry, how you've been in business 30 years?
Steve, Taxation Solutions has been in business since 2008. I have been dealing with the IRS since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, and no, yes. I am not 24. I sometimes wish I was, but I know a heck of a lot more than I did when I was 24, 35 years ago. So, the knowledge that I have, my staff has, is vast amount of knowledge of dealing with the IRS for as long as I've been dealing with them. I've seen the IRS go from that kinder and gentler state to cutthroat back to, we don't need to do as much in collections, back to, we don't have enough money coming in, I'm going to take every dime. And right now the IRS has the attitude of everything is theirs, meaning everything you have is the IRS's. And when you actually break that word down, when they talk about the IRS, put that together and everything is theirs. That's why they come up with the IRS. They're nasty. They're the biggest, largest collection agency in the world. And, we all know the government needs money, and where are they going to get it? They get it from you and I. That's the only place and the only pockets they've got to go in and pick. That's what they're going to do.
Barry, I think the greatest story, it was probably not a big deal to you because you do it every day. But to me, I think the greatest story was when you were dealing with one of the IRS agents, and he was getting, I don't even remember what it was they were trying to do, but you actually corrected him and educated him why he was wrong, and you were right. I thought that was a beautiful story, showing you just really know what you're doing, and they don't always know what they're doing.
But Steve, what's the problem is they're hiring all these new agents, and even some of the other ones that have been around there, they're being taught by people that don't know the rule of the law and the lay of the land that we've got to go through. And whether you're doing an offering compromise or putting somebody in non-collectible status or a partial pay installment agreement, or just removing penalties for them, there's certain rules that the IRS has got to follow. And these new agents, or some of these new people that are coming through, or even some of their new people that are doing the training of older agents, all they want to do is collect money, and they're not following the Internal Revenue Manual and the rules that have been set forth that, we've got to go through and follow. So teaching them what they're doing wrong and getting them up to speed so that they do it correctly for the taxpayer, not just the ones I represent, but those other people they're going to come into contact with. I feel like that's part of my responsibility, is to give them the training that they need so that we can get things done right. And like I tell my wife, I said, 110% of the time, I'm always right. She agrees now. So, we deal with the all revenue officers the same way.
Yes.
She'll shoot me when we're saying that. You know that.
I know. I'm going to send her a copy of the show today. Yeah. Barry, I'd like to end the show like this because I think it's the best way. Tell people why they should go with Taxation Solutions over any other company.
Well, Steve, the first thing I'm going to say is this. If you don't use us, use somebody that's good in business, has a good rating at the BBB. You can check us out at the Better Business Bureau right here in Houston. We've got an A+ rating. Our experience, our knowledge of the tax code, our experience in dealing with taxpayers that have had problems is vast. We've seen it all. We pass no judgment. It's a judgment-free zone. We understand that people get themselves in trouble. Our job is to get you out of trouble, get you a good night's sleep, get you some resolution here that's going to be the best thing for you. We look at everybody's situation as completely different, completely new. How can we best set you up for success? Maybe we've got to change things that you're doing financially. Maybe we've got to change the money income going out or expenses. Maybe you're driving an old car and it's time to get a new one because it benefits you on an offer in compromise. Why not have the IRS pay for that new car? If it works in the financial situation that you're in for what we're trying to do with the IRS, but we have the ability in that toolbox to sit down and look and redesign what we're doing and what you're doing to best suit your situation to save you as much money with the IRS as possible. I always tell a client is, if I can get you into a $500 car payment and it saves you $500 with the IRS, would you rather pay $500 on your car or $500 extra to the IRS? Well, by all means, everybody would rather have a new car than to be paying extra $500 to the IRS. So we design those systems. But I can't do it without that phone call. Remember that free consultation, 877-996-6477. Steve, are you getting me to where I can do this phone number really easy? And remember to throw it in occasionally.
Website too, then.
Oh, see, I knew there was something we were forgetting. It's Taxation Solutions. Yep, taxationsolutions.net.
Barry, I love the fact that you give up, 25 minutes of your time each month just to educate the listeners here. And listen, I think what you're doing with this event you've got coming up is amazing. You're always in our prayers. The name of the company is Taxation Solutions, and I don't endorse a lot of our experts, but Taxation Solutions I've always endorsed. It's a great company. I'm telling you, it will alleviate your problems, and you're in good hands. Barry, thanks so much. Drive careful.
I will do that. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it. And anybody that knows any vets that are out there, if you're, have family in Shreveport area and love country music, check out keepingitcountrylive.com. They've got the Shreveport Municipal Auditorium with some great country artists coming, Bellany Brothers, Lorena Williams, and much, much more. And supporting the AMVETs in the Shreveport area. Get out there and see them. Send your friends or family over there. They've got some great discounts on tickets going on right now as well. Love to support the AMVETs and Keeping It Country Live. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate your time.
Barry in his cowboy boots doing the 4-step.
It's still a 2-step.
I love you, bro. Thanks, Barry.
Thanks, Steve. Have a great day.
You too, buddy. Ask he is amazing. He's a wonderful man. We've been working together for about 10 years. And again, the name of his company is Taxation Solutions. Make sure it's .net, not .com. That's it for us today. We'll be back with you next Friday with more Ask the Experts.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.